Good evening, everyone. Welcome to your freshly squeezed update for your Friday night. Welcome to Unity Trading Group. Welcome to our YouTube channel. So like the video, subscribe to the channel if you can. Helps us out a lot. And of course, before I start, I want to tell you all about Steamroller. Steamroller, our bread and butter indicator is $14.99, but with a 10-day free trial. So you can sign up, and if you hate it, you can cancel, no obligation. And you can always opt out before the 10 days is up. So, continuing, BTC. Where are we at? Where are we going? On this 4-hour chart, let's actually go to the 1 hour to start with this update tonight. So yesterday, during our daily update, we spoke about this descending channel. And of course, we made it through to the area that we really expected it to go really at 18.2. So it was this area here that we were looking towards, and of course now we're testing the area that we spoke about as well yesterday at that 18.4. So it was between 18.2 and 18.4 realistically that we were looking at. No specific number, it was just between 18.2 18.4 to really get our decision. So now that we're at 18.4, where to from here? So if we're looking on the 1 hour chart, and I don't do this often on a lower time frame side of things, we could be seeing something along the lines of this, and I'll bring up the volume. The volume isn't fantastic. It's been okay to push us out of that descending wedge or that falling wedge formation, but it hasn't been great with the follow-up as of late. So we'll head back over to the 4 hour time frame and really gauge what we're looking at. So this descending wedge is gone, and we're really zooming in now to find out where we think it's going to go. So honestly, we are sitting at this overbought area now again on the 4 hour time frame, as well as we are teetering with that area on the CCI and the RSI. With the momentum that we've seen with BTC, with everything that we've looked at over the course of the last couple of weeks, the momentum is still good. Rightfully so with BTC. We've been seeing decent volume on the 4 hour time frame at least, and we are moving to the upside quite convincingly. So if we do break above this structure to the left hand side, and this is not a lower high, this creates a higher high, then of course I'd be looking where we said yesterday at this 19k level of supply, and that's the longest standing supply that we have for BTC. So that's the end of the line. 19,600, relatively so, 19,600 to 20k, that's the point of no return. We've got no other structure besides this above us to really gauge where we're going to go after that. So that's why I say it is the longest standing level of supply. There is no other data to go off, so I can't give you much after that in the way of supply and demand. Also, in case that we do get over that, there will be other forms of TA that we'll speak about to really gauge our next levels. And we did that very keenly on gold not long ago, and it was respected to the dollar. So it's not a conventional thing that we usually look at, trend-based Fibonacci, but it is a Fibs, it is widely respected, and it does work. So there's stuff that we can do to really gauge where BTC might go, of course, if we break this level of supply. Not getting too ahead of ourselves, however. We are waiting for haven't even got to this level yet. So it's something that we need to look forward to if we do get some higher highs and of course some more volume into this 4 hour time frame. Moving back onto the daily time frame, like I said, the momentum is still good. However, with the daily, I've spoken about this multiple times. We have had a few succession candles, so a couple of candles in succession with no pullback yet. So we are 4 candles in. Look, we have had some volatile wicks, I will be honest, but no clear pullback as of yet. So we have broken above the 61.8, and we are moving towards that 19k level of supply on the daily. Moving oscillators, still using that higher upper band as support. Of course, that holds true with RSI, and of course, the steamroller indicator is quite overbought. Now, on the daily time frame, That's why I haven't been looking too much about these, haven't been talking about too much about these indicators on the daily, is because moving oscillators on a FOMO run or a parabolic movement on any sort of asset are going to be a little bit unreliable on a daily and a high time frame type deal. So that's why I'm more concerning myself with these oscillators or these indicators on the 4-hour time frame to really gauge some short pullback areas or some areas that we can look for, potential possibly longs or even some buys to really set ourselves up for the leg up. However, in saying that, I always point out these supplies above us, but that doesn't mean you should start shorting it at that level immediately. It really comes down to the TA at the time, it comes down to the volume at the time, and it does come down to FOMO, and that is the truth. Honestly, it is the truth. So I would consider avoiding shorting anything at the moment until you get some clear decisions on market structure to the downside. So it would be best to get a scenario like this, come down, make our lower low, come up, get your entries for your potential shorts. I'm not saying you should, this is not financial advice. However, this is the way I would play it. Look for your lower high and then continuation towards the downside to kick off a reversal. So don't catch the top is basically what I'm saying. And I've seen people try and catch the top. I've seen people in other channels. I've seen people on social media try and catch the top. Don't do it. It's going to end badly. Wait for some clear structure to do that first. Okay, the next thing I want to speak about is some of this fundamental stuff that we're seeing on BTC. We don't look at fundamentals quite often on this channel, but I want to have a quick chat about it because I've seen it being thrown around a little bit. There's a lot of articles going around at the moment about BTC, its potential, movements. I've seen $360,000 being thrown around, $380,000 being thrown around, over the next couple of years. Just what I need to say is take everything that you read in an article, on these news websites as a grain of salt. Take what I'm saying as a grain of salt. However, everyone has an agenda. Everyone that does anything in terms of, a long-term prospect on BTC has an agenda. So just keep yourselves in the loop, watch the TA, make your own judgment, and take everything that anyone says on the internet as a grain of salt. Of course, I try and be as unbiased as possible, and of course, if you're subscribed to us, you probably know that already. However, I just need to make you guys aware of that. Moving on anyway. ETH USD. ETH USD. It did hold that 88.6. So what we were doing last night, we were really waiting to see if this 88.6 would hold or it would fall before we assumed more downwards momentum for Ethereum. And of course, that 88.6 did hold, and we did retest that area of supply. And of course, because it is a weak area of supply, it is low quality, we pushed through it and moved up to that magical $500 mark that we spoke about yesterday. So nothing out of the ordinary there. If you don't believe us, watch yesterday's video, because we say this a couple of days in advance and it always usually plays out. I'm not saying it always plays out, it usually does, but our TA is pretty good on this channel. So held that 88.6, a push towards that supply, and of course we ended up back up to that round number $500. It is a psychological round number. It is a resistance level. Of course, we have made a higher high. So what we can expect now, if we get rid of some of these zones to really give us an idea of where we should go, get rid of that too. If I draw my fibs from swing low to swing high, the 50 lines up quite nicely with this area here. That looks okay for a pullback, honestly, for Ethereum. If we swing over, hit the 38.2 or even the 50 to give us a further movement, something like that. But Ethereum does need a little bit of a cool off after, judging by the indicators and stuff like that. RSI at 70, CCI nearing the top, and of course Steamroller giving us that overbought exhaustion condition there. Next one I have a look at is the DXY. DXY hasn't done much, honestly, since we spoke about it last. It is a regulated market. This is not financial advice, just ideas and opinions of Team UTG. We did have our retest of that 38.2, which is nice. We spoke about that yesterday, and of course we hit the 50, which was okay as well. I was really expecting the 38.2, but in any case, we did close underneath it after retesting that 50 Fibonacci area, and now we are back again at this level of demand. Excuse me, hay fever's killing me, as it has been all week. But looking at this now, we have got enough momentum to push down through this level of demand to really give us that market direction. So we have cooled off the indicators. The indicators are really giving us, the prospect of they've got a lot of movement to the downside. They've got a lot of room to move to the downside. Excuse me. And of course, as always, the RSI oscillator does respect that 50 median line for the DXY, and of course, it does that multiple times over and over again. But what I am expecting over the course of the next day or so, of course, this is the last trading session of the week. I do expect the DXY to make its decision. Are we going to hold this level of demand, or are we going to push up and retest that 38? I'm probably betting the latter, the first option, as in push down through this level of demand and make a lower low. But that remains to be seen over the course of this evening. We'll update you on Monday for our daily update. Until then, take it easy, have a great weekend, give the video a like, give us a subscribe if you can, and I'll see you next week. Bye for now.